Imagine a realm unseen by human eyes, a place rumored to be of torment and despair. That place, dear listeners, is known as hell. Now, hell is an interesting concept, one that has captured the human imagination from time immemorial. It's a place that exists in the collective consciousness of humanity, regardless of geography or culture. This universal presence of hell in one form or another, in our belief systems, is a fascinating phenomenon. Often, hell is portrayed as the ultimate punishment, a place of eternal torment for the wicked. Popular culture often depicts it as a fiery inferno, a sea of flames where sinners are subjected to endless suffering. A chilling image, isn't it? But the concept of hell is not confined to this fiery imagery alone. Hell takes on various forms and characteristics across different cultures and religions. Each has its unique interpretation, its own version of this unseen realm. For instance, in some beliefs, hell is not a realm of fire but of ice. It's a cold, desolate place, far removed from the warmth of human compassion and love. In others, it's a realm of utter darkness, devoid of any light. It's as diverse as the human imagination can be. When you delve deeper, you'd find that the idea of hell is more than just a place of punishment. It's a tool for moral guidance, a deterrent from wrongdoings. It's a reflection of our fear and understanding of justice. It's also intriguing to note that while hell is often associated with religion, its concept is not entirely absent from secular philosophies. Even in atheistic beliefs, there's an equivalent of hell, a state of existential dread perhaps. So hell, as we see, is not just a single concept, but a complex tapestry of beliefs, ideas, and interpretations, a realm unseen but deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. So, let us embark on a journey exploring the myriad interpretations of hell across various beliefs. In the Christian faith, hell is often depicted as a place of eternal fire and brimstone. This fiery destination, filled with the echoing cries of the damned, has been a consistent theme in the Christian doctrine for centuries. But what exactly does Christianity say about this infernal abyss? In essence, the Christian concept of hell is a place of eternal torment, a realm where souls are cast as punishment for their sins. This is often depicted through vivid and disturbing imagery in the Bible. The book of Revelation, the final book of the New Testament, describes it as a lake of fire, where the wicked will be tormented day and night forever and ever. But hell isn't just about the physical torment, it's also about spiritual agony. In Christian theology, hell is a place of separation from God. It's the ultimate consequence of rejecting divine love and grace, a self-imposed exile from the source of all goodness and light. This spiritual isolation is often considered to be the most painful aspect of hell. On the flip side of the coin, we have heaven. In contrast to the fiery pits of hell, heaven is portrayed as a place of eternal bliss, a paradise where souls bask in the presence of God. It's a realm of endless joy, peace, and love, where the righteous are rewarded for their faith and good deeds. The stark disparity between these two realms, the eternal fire of hell and the divine light of heaven, serves to underscore the moral choices we make in life. They represent the ultimate consequences of our actions, the eternal rewards or punishments that await us in the afterlife. Yet, it's important to note that these images of heaven and hell are largely symbolic. They're metaphorical expressions of spiritual realities rather than literal descriptions of physical places. They serve to illustrate the stark contrast between a life lived in accordance with God's will and a life lived in defiance of it. But Christianity is not the only religion with a fiery interpretation of hell. As we'll see, other faiths have their own unique visions of the underworld, some of which are chillingly similar, while others are strikingly different. So stay with us as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the afterlife. In stark contrast to the flames of Christian hell, Buddhism presents us with Naraka, a hell that is cold and desolate. Just as we peel back the layers of an onion, let's delve into the icy depths of Naraka. This Buddhist realm of torment is not eternal, but rather a temporary place of purgatory, where one is purified through suffering. It's a chilling concept and one that is deeply intertwined with the Buddhist principle of karma. Karma, as most of us know, is the law of cause and effect. It's the spiritual principle that every action has a consequence. In Buddhism, karma directly influences the cycle of rebirth. When a person's life is filled with negative actions, their karma may lead them to be reborn in one of the narakas, or hell realms. But don't mistake this for a simple transactional system. Karma is not a celestial scorecard, tallying up good deeds and misdeeds. Rather, it is a complex, nuanced doctrine that reflects the interconnected nature of all things. It is a mirror held up to our lives, reflecting back the effects of our actions, words, and even thoughts. So what is the landscape of this icy Naraka like? It's often described as a desolate, frozen wasteland, where beings are tormented by biting cold and fierce blizzards. The suffering here is immense and can last for eons, but it's all part of the cycle of rebirth. Importantly, it's a self-created state, a manifestation of one's own negative karma. Comparing this with the Christian version of hell, the contrast is striking: fire versus ice, eternal damnation versus temporary purification, punishment for sin versus consequence of karma. Yet beneath these differences, both concepts serve a similar purpose: to provide moral guidance, and to emphasize the significance of our actions during our earthly existence. As we can see, the concept of hell can vary greatly, even to the point of fire and ice. So, whether we tread on fiery coals or walk through a frozen wasteland, the journey through these spiritual landscapes is a reflection of our own deeds and the lessons we're yet to learn. Moving away from religion, let's delve into the realm of philosophy. Philosophy often takes a different approach to the concept of hell, eschewing the symbolism of fiery pits or icy depths for a more abstract understanding. In the philosophical realm, hell is not always seen as a physical place, but rather potentially a state of being or consciousness. Let's consider the existentialists, for instance. They view hell not as a fiery abyss or a frigid netherworld, but as a consequence of our own choices and actions. Existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre famously declared, "Hell is other people." In his play, No Exit. For Sartre, hell is not a place of eternal damnation, but rather the unending torment of being trapped in a room with other people, forever subject to their judgment and scrutiny. In this perspective, hell becomes a mirror reflecting our own fears, insecurities, and failures. It is a state of perpetual dissatisfaction, a never-ending quest for meaning that always seems just out of reach. It is the anguish of freedom, the despair of choice, the torment of existence. But how does this philosophical interpretation compare with the religious interpretations we've discussed earlier? Well, at first glance, they may seem worlds apart, yet they share a common thread: the concept of suffering. Whether it's the eternal flames of Christianity, the frozen depths of Buddhism, or the existential dread of philosophy, each interpretation of hell involves some form of suffering. However, the philosophical view of hell poses a unique challenge. It's not a place you can avoid by following a set of rules or performing certain rituals. Instead, it's a state of mind that can be as close as your next thought or decision. It's a hell that can't be escaped by death, but only through understanding, acceptance, and personal transformation. So, as we can see, philosophy adds a new layer to our understanding of hell. Instead of a physical place, it presents hell as a psychological landscape shaped by our own thoughts, feelings, and actions. Whether physical or psychological, hell remains a concept that grips the human mind. Despite the vast differences in interpretation, a common thread weaves through our understanding of hell. This narrative, as varied and diverse as our collective consciousness, always seems to circle back to one central theme: punishment and retribution. In every interpretation we've explored, from the fiery pits of Christianity to the icy depths of Buddhism and the philosophical hells of existential thinkers, there exists a shared understanding. Hell, in whatever form it takes, is a realm of consequence, a place where actions in life echo into the afterlife. It serves as a stark reminder of the universal law that every action has a reaction, every cause and effect. In Christianity, hell is depicted as a lake of fire, a place of eternal torment for the wicked. It stands as a stark warning, a deterrent against sin. The Buddhist interpretation, on the other hand, sees hell as a temporary state, a purgatory where souls pay for their past deeds before moving on to a new life. It's a concept intertwined with their belief in karma and reincarnation. The philosophical hell, a creation of existential thought, is a state of eternal regret, a torment of the mind. It's less about divine judgment and more about self-inflicted punishment, the eternal remorse for a life lived inauthentically. Despite these differences, the common thread remains the same. Hell is a place of retribution, a reflection of our actions in life. It may be depicted as a literal place of torment or a state of suffering, but at its core, it's a concept that embodies the age-old saying, "You reap what you sow." So, as we conclude our journey, we leave with a broader understanding of hell, a place unseen yet deeply ingrained in the human psyche. It's a testament to our inherent sense of justice, a manifestation of our collective consciousness that continues to fascinate, terrify, and intrigue us. No matter our beliefs or interpretations, hell serves as a poignant reminder that our actions in life carry weight, resonating into the afterlife and beyond.